If I had to guess, what particular Elixir data type is most often used with pattern matching, I'd say it's probably tuples. You'll see why I think tuples are the most often used data type in pattern matching a bit later in the course when we start writing servers in Elixir. Okay, here's the thing. I bet I don't even need to tell you how to do basic pattern matching with Elixir tuples. So I'm going to give you a simple challenge and have you try and do it on your own before I show you. So go ahead and open up Elixir's REPL, IEX, and create a variable named message and bind it to a tuple where the first element will be the atom add, and the second element will be a list with the numbers 1 and 2. Now, here's your challenge. Using pattern matching and the message variable, bind the atom add to a variable named function, then bind the numbers 1 and 2 to the variables a and b. Okay, go ahead and pause this video and give this a try. When you're done, or if you get stuck, go ahead and hit play, and I'll show you how I handled this. All right, here's how I handled this challenge. I'll start by keying a set of curly braces, then I'll add the match operator, followed by the message variable. Now, what I've written here obviously won't solve the challenge, but do you think this is a valid assertion? I'll press enter just to see, and as you can see from the response, this isn't a valid assertion. We got an error. Tuples are similar to lists in that you can't make a type assertion by matching an empty tuple to a non-empty tuple, which is contrary to what's possible with maps. When you're doing pattern matching on tuples, you've got to provide a pattern that matches the entire tuple structure. In other words, you've got to provide some sort of pattern match for every element of the tuple, which is why this pattern matching expression failed. Okay, so let's fix this by adding a new variable named function as the first element of the tuple. Then I'll add another new variable named list as the second element of the tuple. So do you think this will work? Well, it will work, but it only gets us part of the way to our goal. Here's what I mean. We've bound the variable function to the atom add, which was part of our objective. Then we bound the list with the 1 and 2 to the variable list, but this isn't exactly what I challenged you to do. Now, I could do a second pattern matching expression on the list, which would look like this. All right, so we achieved our objective. We bound the atom add to the function variable, and we bound the variables a and b to the values 1 and 2, but we did it in 2 steps, and it could have been done in 1 step. So what do you think can be done with this expression to eliminate the intermediate step I did a moment ago? What if we moved this list pattern match here? Let's try it. And it worked. Cool. Okay, I think that's enough pattern matching for now, but to be clear, there's more information to cover on pattern matching, but you need to learn more about some other features in Elixir first, and then we'll circle back to pattern matching. All right, it's time for you to get some practice doing some basic pattern matching, so I've got an exercise for you to try. Now, some of you don't want to do this exercise, so I've got something to say to you. If you skip the exercise, you're probably going to forget a lot of what you learned about pattern matching, and you'll be more likely to get frustrated later in the course when you're struggling to remember some of the basics. So my suggestion is don't skip the exercise. It'll probably take you less than 10 minutes, and it'll help you remember the things we've gone over in the last few videos. Up until this point in the course, we've only been doing things in the REPL, IEX, which is great for a lot of things, but it's about time to start using Elixir in source files, and that's what we'll start learning about in the next video.